No, 100%. And I think that's what leads to the successful movement. And
Yeah.
if you guys don't follow Terrell Ray on Facebook, his lives are legendary. And when he goes live, the people watch, and the
Yeah.
people actually respond and feed into what he does. You know, Terrell, I will ask you this. So with the current political climate, right? I know we're all watching. Trump.
Yeah.
34 felony counts
Found
over
guilty.
the last few days.
Yeah.
They giving it to Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
Um, for you being someone who, because you're primarily a promoter, right?
Yeah.
So capital gains tax is huge for you in this upcoming election because most of the money you make is considered capital gains,
Yeah.
right? And you invest it and you get it back.
Yeah.
Do you have any opinion on the current political landscape as far as the way it would affect things like the award show or like the different venues that you deal with?
Nah, not really. I don't. Me personally, the way that my events are set up, I don't think it'll affect me whatsoever. So yeah, it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, with the politics of
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
no, and I definitely understand that, and that is huge. For me being someone who is not only podcasting but dealing with film and dealing with these different things, I see a lot of the graphics that you use for KCPCA. Are you making those yourself? You using AI? Who does all the graphics and all the nice looking stuff that we generally see?
Actually, we do have a graphics designer, Marcus Gladys, MDG Graphics. He has been doing the graphics since day one. And actually, a quick story about him. When I first started doing community events in 2012, he reached out to me. I had no idea who he was. He reached out to me. He was like, "I love what you're doing. Anytime you need something done, holler at me." And since then, since 2012, he's been riding with me. So when I did the awards, got on board and it's done everything, the graphics on our t-shirts, the graphics that you see at the awards with the nominees being listed, the winners being listed, things like that. All my event flyers, he's done them like no one else. I think maybe outside of one or two events, but Marcus has done everything and he's very professional. Turnaround time is great. And then of course we all love when pricing is, affordable. So he hooks me up and I
Huge.
recommend him.
And pricing is a big deal. Who are some of the sponsors this year for the KCPCA?
We got New Reflections, Technical. I don't know if it's Institute, but New Reflections Technical Institute, New Reflections Cafe. Um, we got KC Gift. They've been a sponsor since we first started doing the sponsorships. We have, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I know those two are the Village KC. They're a sponsor. They're a non-for-profit organization that does community work as well. This year, I think so far, those are the only three right now. We have people that are gearing up and wanting to sponsor, but they haven't yet. Like last year, we had more. We had probably about 12 sponsors last year that was already confirmed, but we haven't, like I said, we're still in that season of accepting sponsors. So they're not all locked down yet. I think by the time that we do end it, we'll probably have about the same, about 10 or 12 sponsors.
So if you're listening, I'm going to put a link down in that box for anybody who wants to be a sponsor for the Kansas City People's Choice Award that is in Kansas City and abroad, because this is a really big deal in our town. I'm going to kind of get to, because in urban entertainment is a rough landscape. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people often, blame support and blame these other things. But what if there's a guy who is the Terrell Ray of Akron, Ohio, or Chicago, who was thinking about starting something as impactful as an award show for their local urban community? What would be the first step you would tell them, and some things that would maybe help them not bump their head?
One of the biggest thing, and this is actually a true story, I've been hired to consult regarding other award shows in different cities. So promoters have come to our award shows. They see what we're doing, and I mean they reached out to me to come and start an award show in their own city. Phoenix, Chicago, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Oklahoma City. Um, I know I missed Detroit. I know there's more, but there are a lot more urban award shows now that have taken place since the Kansas City People Choice Awards. The only one that was before us was Oklahoma City. Um, And I didn't even know that. I had no idea when we started ours that they had been doing theirs for a couple of years before ours. So that's extremely dope. But the biggest thing that I would say is the promoter, they have to be well known. They have to be respected in their city. Those two things alone is what get people to come out to the awards because I am respected because of the work I've done in Kansas City community. And then two, I made a name for myself where I'm not known for being a scammer, being shisty, no bad business, anything like that. That alone will get people to draw to that award show. That's off top. Secondly, after that, you have to make it to where people want to come. I had to ask myself, what will make people want to come to this award show every year, consecutively? And the biggest thing I felt like was being able to dress up. Take away that street urban apparel that they can wear at any other party, give them a reason to dress up. And I think that's what they look forward to as well, being able to dress up every single year, put on their best clothes, look good. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to have you on the platform. I think for we glorify the wrong things, and we don't always glorify the movers and the shakers and the people who take it into their own hands. Because what is the dress code? The dress code's typically like gala wear.
Correct. Got to be dressed up. Year one, we didn't have a dress code per se. We said definitely dress up, but it was laxed. Ever since year one, it's been strict. You got to dress up. We prefer suit, tie, ladies in nice dresses, gowns, whatever. It's not prom. You don't have to look like that, but it's more of a treat it like you're going to the Emmys, like you're going to the Oscars, like you're going to the Grammys, because that's what a lot of people consider the Kansas City People's Choice Awards. It's our Grammys, our Oscars. So if you put on, like they say, you put that shit on, you look good, you feel good. And then on top of that, you see the news cameras that's out there covering it. They don't want to cover us wearing t-shirts. They have this award show, but then they just looking like they just going to a backyard barbecue. No, we want to give people that's watching a reason to look at us, to say, hey, those people look extremely well. And on top of that, we're down on Main in their neighborhood doing it. So when you roll past the Midland on those Sundays, you see it's flooded with Black Kansas City. We have people out there, camera taking pictures of it, making it look like we're important. Can't do that if the dress code doesn't match.
Yeah.
So we definitely encourage people put